Good morning. My name is Jade Portier, and I'm here to interview Miss Sonya Burrell Pearl. How you doing today?
I'm fine, Jade. How are you?
Good. We're glad to have you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 47 years old. I'm born and raised here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm a graduate of Southern University in business education, a 4-year veteran of the United States Air Force, and I've been working here administratively with local law enforcement, and a future aspiring author.
Wow. So how long have you been writing?
For about 3 years now, since 2010.
Okay. So what's been your inspiration?
Well, I was inspired to write because of my children. I watch a lot of Lifetime type movies, and I don't see where a lot of issues are focused on African Americans as far as suicidal type issues, self-esteem problems, and I just wanted to have a story that focused on a Huxtable type family with real life issues.
Well, I read what you consider a novella. You said
Yes.
it's not a novel, but it's not a. Could you explain what that is?
It's not quite a short story, but it's not exactly a novel either. So it's right there in the middle. So it's called a novella.
A novella.
Yes.
Well, all 50 pages were captivating from beginning to end.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes, your characters, Brittany, Todd, was it Marcus, Terry, and Jeff,
Yes.
and Mackenzie.
Yes.
And you mentioned tackling those tough subjects and them not being brought to light in certain families, and you really went there. That's all. I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but your issues with suicide. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, personally, I've had 2 cousins that committed suicide. One was a murder suicide, and one was just a suicide, and they were both over relationship issues. So, and I haven't seen personally a movie that talks about it in the African American community. There may be one, but I'm not familiar with it. Besides gangbanger type movies that you don't want to go back to jail and you kill yourself. But I wanted to tackle relationship problems where you feel like suicide is a way out. And I can't imagine what my aunt went through with her sons, 2 brothers that killed themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see my children depressed, I want to talk to them and talk to me and let me know what's going on. So I wanted to write a book where they would consider other options. Sometimes you don't survive suicide and you have to live with some form of disability or something. So, tomorrow will be a better day. So I just want people to know that to not consider suicide as a way out.
Okay. Now, the young man in the book who considered suicide, or murder suicide actually, was a teenager.
Yes. And again, our young people are considering this. It's a topic that we're afraid to talk about. And I just want young people to feel comfortable talking to your parent or a friend or contact a counselor or someone if that's something that you're considering.
Now, sometimes authors pick apart different topics, but you brought them all within 50 pages. Let's go over a few and help me with this in case I leave one out. There's suicide, as we've already discussed. There's anger. There's weight issues, and in this particular book, how a young man perceived his father using his mother, who was overweight, and how he channeled his anger, which leads us to the topic of bestiality, which no one really likes to go there with that one.
Yes, that's a taboo subject that no one likes to talk about, but again, the books that I write will be based on true events, and just within the last year, bestiality has been in the news. It's something that we don't like to talk about, but people are doing it. And what I want to let people know is not to do it. First of all, you never know who's watching you. So just to not do that.
Yeah.
But yes, it is an anger issue, and he does take his anger out on. He's watched his father do certain things to his mother, and because of that, he takes his anger out on animals or pretty girls.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, he's really mean to the what he considered attractive females,
yeah,
opposite of his mom, because he did say he did not play with the emotions of women who looked like his mother because he had
yes,
sympathy for them,
yes,
which is
yes.
normally the reverse in most
They
cases.
used to follow in their father's footsteps, but he had empathy for overweight women because of his mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now your teenagers in the book had 2-parent homes.
Yes.
Neither one of them had a single parent that I can understand. Or we just
Exactly.
didn't discuss their parents, but your 3 main
2 family
Yeah.
loving homes, financially stable. It's just that for some reason we grew up with the idea that pretty is light skin, pretty hair, and I would like for our young people to look what's on the inside. That's what makes you pretty. To not get so caught up in appearance and get to know that person and you know fall in love for that reason.
Well, I don't know if I even asked you about that, and I do apologize. The title of your work is called Pretty.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about why you chose that title.
Well, again, I chose that title because I want our young people to look beyond pretty. That and the story focuses on 2 teenage boys who they're pretty nerdy type guys, but real nice, clean cut characters, and they're infatuated with 2 girls that are popular girls, Brittany and Terry. Dance. One is a dancer, one is a cheerleader. But they were often ignored by the pretty girls. Well, the pretty girls are also attracted to nice looking guys. I guess that's the nature of the beast to be attracted to pretty people. Well, when she meets the pretty guy or nice looking guy, he has ulterior motives all along to score, not really getting interested in getting to know her.
Mm-hmm.
So to get to that level with the older guy, she kind of uses the nice nerdy guy to explore her sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
So when she goes back to the older guy that she's really interested in, she'll have some experience under her belt, not realizing that you don't know what the frame of mind of this person is that you just use for experience.
Yeah. Now, you talk about another controversial topic amongst teenagers, STD, and but I like how you captured her mother being open-minded. She had very open-minded parents.
Yes.
Not they said, like most parents, they don't want their children to enter, they don't want them to enter into sexual relations prior to marriage, but they understood that children at their age get curious. And so they discussed these things with her. So you saw a dialogue between a husband and a wife as well as their only child about a possibility of her becoming sexually active. And another, gosh, I do not want to tell you story, but pornography to learn about how to become aroused, that's what they use to teach themselves about sex.
Yes. Again, it's not a biography or an autobiography, but it's things that I listen and I hear young people talk about, and I wanted to put it in a story.
Yeah.
And I do want our young people to feel comfortable talking to your parent, because when Mad Day comes, you never know if your friend is going to go and tell your business. So, go talk to your mom and your dad. There's also a relationship between Jeff and his dad, too.
Yeah, I was just thinking
a
about
father-son bond. So I really wanted to focus on that talk to your parent. And, be comfortable talking to your parents.
Well, if it hadn't come across, I'm a huge fan of what I just read, simply because you were not afraid to go there. You were not afraid to dig deep and be honest and get out of the stereotype. You stepped out of the stereotype that these type of issues happen in one parent homes, or now that we're hearing a lot more about same-sex marriages and them raising children, and this is happening in heterosexual families. In other words, no matter how we try to prepare, we can never say what our children will or won't do regardless of their environment, is what I'm getting at.
Exactly.
We want to pick apart who's going to do what and categorize them, but you, just like you said, you took real life experiences, you listen, you're a mother, you're in law enforcement, so you have a lot of eyes and ears to write what you wrote. And that's I really believe there's going to be a lot of families who are thankful for that. And hopefully they'll, soul search.
Yes, I want everyone, please purchase a copy of
Yes.
Like I said, I watched a lot of Lifetime movies. One day I was just at home watching A Day of Lifetime and teenage issues, and I didn't see where our African American character they were in that Lifetime at all. And I want us to become more familiar with STDs, bestiality, suicide, weight issues, and not from a poor community, from a middle class environment.
Yeah, no one's exempt.
Yes.
So when can we look forward to Pretty being published?
I'm hoping by the end of September.
Good. Of this year?
Yes,
Okay.
2013.
Good.